Hey guys, what's up? It's Amanda and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be doing a redraw challenge / draw this again challenge video, and this is going to be me redrawing an illustration that I did 2 years ago. So it's actually up on my YouTube channel still if you guys want to check it out. It was my summer fun illustration, and I will insert a picture of the original piece on the screen right here. And if you guys want to go watch that video, I will link it in the cards. So I've always really liked that piece, and when I asked you guys which piece you wanted to see me redraw, I was actually pretty excited that that was one of the ones that people recommended because I loved this piece. I thought it was so fun and colorful. And so when I started sketching out concepts to redraw this, I was sort of beginning to realize that the newer / updated version wasn't going to look exactly like the old one. And I don't just mean style-wise or skill level-wise. I mean, I think that my style has improved. Not so much improved, but maybe evolved away from some of the tendencies that I had 2 years ago. And what I mean by that is that in the original piece, I drew the character front-facing. The perspective was not that good and simple. And the colors were all very bold, bright, saturated colors. And those are all things that I've sort of been challenging myself to move away from. I'm trying to challenge myself not to draw all of my characters front-facing. And I'm trying to challenge myself to use more perspective and to try and use it correctly. And I'm also trying to challenge myself to create more cohesive color schemes and using more desaturated colors to get dynamic shadows. So there's a lot of things that I've kind of moved away from. So even though I still like that piece and I love how it looks, I didn't want to restrict myself to recreating that same pose with that same perspective with those same colors, because I don't think that really would have captured all of my improvements. So the new piece actually looks a lot different from the old piece side by side. Like, you may not even know that it was a redraw challenge right off the bat. But I think that's what's kind of cool about it. So I did a lot of kind of concept designs for this redraw challenge in my sketchbook, and sort of ended up going with this like sassy bikini girl. And so it's the swimsuit's a little bit racier than the one that I did originally, and I kind of was toying around with that, but I think I asked the live stream. I colored this on a live stream, and I always ask the live stream like what they think I should do or their advice and their opinions, and I think they voted on the bikini over the one-piece swimsuit. So that's what I ended up doing, and I think that it looks really cool in the end. So I drew the character. I kept the messy bun that she had from the original piece, but I can't even talk. Oh my gosh. I definitely changed the outfit quite a bit, and I changed the setting a little bit as well. Originally in the old piece, I did the same kind of boardwalk kind of thing that you see me doing now, although I changed the perspective a little bit. But for the background, I did fireworks, and she sort of has like the moon as like a halo over her head, and then fireworks in the background in the sky, and then like the reflection of the fireworks in the water under the boardwalk. For some reason, I just didn't feel like doing that for the background. So that part changed quite a bit. But what I'll say is that I think the background that I created this time around, while it may not be as bright and as colorful, is more realistic and more interesting because there's, I don't know, it was just more thought out, I guess. So having her kind of leaning on the boardwalk at the beach sort of just left me more space to add in different elements into the background. You know, in the last piece, having her dead center limited me quite a bit. And so kind of moving the focus off to the side gave me a little extra wiggle room, if you will. And also in this piece, I added a corgi. Somebody said I should draw a dog, and I was like, well, if I'm gonna draw a dog, I'm gonna draw the best dog, and that would be a corgi. So I did. I did. I don't draw animals a lot, so it was a little rocky at first. And oh my gosh, I'm trying to remember what we named these characters, because the live stream wanted to name them, and I was kind of like, sure, okay, whatever. And I think we named the girl Taylor, and I think we named the corgi Megan. But correct me if I'm wrong. If you were at that live stream and you remember what we named these characters, let me know. So you could see I was kind of pulling up some reference on my phone there, and I brought up a piece that I did a couple months ago of my character Volana, and I drew her at Coachella. And the reason I pulled that up is because I also wanted to include a Ferris wheel in this piece. So rather than doing these like fireworks as a symbol of summer, I decided to opt for like this beach pier scene. So like if you've ever been to like the Santa Monica Pier or like the Santa Cruz Pier, you know, there's like Ferris wheels and lights, and there's still like the boardwalk and the beach, but then there's like kind of an amusement park feel to it in a way. Like not all roller coasters, but there's like food stands and like Ferris wheels and stuff. So that's what I wanted to include. And then on the other side, opposite of the Ferris wheel, I have sort of the silhouette of the cityscape, which I thought was kind of cool too. So I incorporated lights into this piece still, like, but rather than doing something bright and bold like fireworks, I did something kind of softer and more subdued. And I feel like that worked better with the overall color scheme because, you know, it's a nighttime scene. And I tried to think about that a lot while coloring. You know, this is a nighttime scene. And in the original piece, even though it's a nighttime scene, it's so overly saturated that it doesn't really look like an actual realistic or even semi-realistic nighttime scene. It looks like a oversaturated cartoon painting, you know, which I loved. And it was a really cool style to experiment with. But this is more the style that I'm going for now. And so once I kind of get all the background elements in, I actually go in back on the character and I add more blues and more shadows just to make it look more desaturated and like she fit in more with the color scheme. And I added blues to the wood from the boardwalk. I added blues everywhere in this piece because I wanted that to really come through, that she was, you know, sitting on the boardwalk eating her ice cream. That was another thing that I kept from the original, was the ice cream cone, and I liked that. But I wanted to keep the color scheme very cool tone and very cohesive because it is nighttime. And I do that a little bit more by adding some blue colored pencil in and kind of blending that out, just because some of my really light desaturated blue markers were running low on ink. I need to buy so many ink refills, it's not even funny. But anyways, you can kind of see the whole piece coming together a little bit more. And then once I add the blues on the figure, I feel like, okay, now we're getting somewhere. So I take my white and yellow colored pencils and I add sort of this glow around the city skyline and around the Ferris wheel, just to show that there's kind of like light radiating from those areas, making it look brighter, but it's not overpowering kind of bright. And so that was something that I wanted to change from the original piece. I feel like the brightness in the original piece was very overpowering. And then I feel like I've also improved in how I render water since the last piece was posted. And I don't draw water a lot, but I feel like, you know, maybe I'm not the best, but I'm getting better. And now I'm just adding my stars in the sky with my white gel pen, and I'm adding some like misty water just right where the water's hitting the shore. And I mean, that's basically it, you know, and I'm really happy with the overall piece. Like I said, it doesn't look exactly like the old one, and it's not supposed to. I feel like, you know, improvement is not always only visible in your coloring and your ability to sketch. And I mean, sometimes improvement comes with like your concept designs as well. So let me know what you think. Do you like this version? Do you like the old version better? Do you like both? Let me know in a comment down below. I would really appreciate your insight. And that's just about all I have to say in this video. So the end piece will pop up on the screen here shortly. And without further ado, guys, I will see you next week with some brand new videos. Also, pray for me because I'm moving right now and it's crazy. So I will see you guys very, very soon. Oh yeah. Okay, bye.